I'd say this was an off-the-cuff riff of Captain America, but I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm not sure they even have cuffs. When you're Dick Purcell, everything you do is a dick move. Lorna, could you wear something darker? I can't quite make out your name. This is the guy I keep thinking is George Zuko. Sorry about that. Seriously, when was the last time we saw these two guys? I think it was episode 1. I think this is the episode where Stan Lee has a cameo. You think Jay Novello ever gets furiously jealous of his more successful brother Ivor? John English and Elmer Clifton were the two Ronnies of their time, apart from, you know, the names. It's the new item on the menu at KFC. Does Cap have really big eyebrows there? Oh no, it's the A on top of his head. We have that much plot this week that we're actually extending the synopsis? Wow. Sky Queen and the World of Tomorrow.
It's Captain America.
It's always Captain America. The guy who gets repeatedly beaten up by two guys at a time. Is it possibly time to start bringing 3 henchmen on any given job? Sensing a lot of anger here. Good grief, is that the time? Or is it the altimeter? Also, what is an altimeter? I don't know who does the stunt direction for these serials, but he doesn't get enough credit. Actually, now I come to think of it, I don't think he gets any credit. And a lot of the people who do get credit probably don't deserve credit. Chairs, they're not for sitting on. By this point in the serial, we're literally running out of things to start throwing at Cap. I'm really hoping that the climax of this will be in the Drummond Museum, so we'll have more interesting things to throw at him. Now, Gale exploded about 30 or 40 seconds ago in the previous episode, as far as I can recall. Jor-El's face is about to appear in the clouds and tell Christopher Reeve to turn back. All alone and finally a chance to fart up a storm. You know the way cliffhanger serials work, where you go back in time and find out that something occurred that you never actually saw? That's basically every Tarantino movie, isn't it? And yet he's lauded, and do we remember Dick Purcell? We do not. Where's the justice?
Calling Gail Richards. Calling Gail Richards. Come in, Gail.
This is Gail. Go ahead.
There's a time bomb in your plane. Bail out. Bail out.
Okay, Grant.
Well, she just gave the whole game away there to anybody who was listening. I don't blame her for bailing on this series. Please tell me she remembered to take the blowgun with her. Unfortunately, she was over the ocean and that was the last that was seen of her.
Scarab must have feared the blowgun would lead directly to him, or he wouldn't have gone to such extremes to destroy it.
I probably shouldn't have shown it to him and told him all about it.
There wasn't even a frag.
Benefit of hindsight.
I don't think those 2 prisoners will help us much. They're just too
Yeah,
small
excuse me,
men
who the hell are you?
for that particular job.
I wonder if the Scarab ever heard that the police make plaster of Paris copies of all important pieces of evidence.
Including blood drops. It's very painstaking and completely unnecessary.
But the Scarab doesn't. We can let the news leak out through the underworld that we have an exact duplicate from which Grayson can identify the owner of the original. And I'm willing to bet it won't be long before the Scarab hears about it.
The Scarab gets all his news through boot blacking boxes. It's more reliable than OAN. Oh, just go inside the goddamn house and tell him.
He's wired Grayson to come here to identify the owner. That's all.
A model? Why did they make a model of it?
Routine procedure, I suppose. This calls for action. We have no time to lose. We must find out where Grayson will go when he arrives. Put every available man on the job.
The whole every available man thing has now been reduced by 50%.
Find out about all reservations in all the hotels. Get started immediately. This is a good reproduction, Walt.
Should serve.
We based it on that plaster of Paris model that we didn't have time to make.
Man hieroglyphics I painted on it.
District Attorney's office. Yes, Commissioner. He's right here.
He's asking for Captain America. Oh!
Yes? They fell for it, Grant. A man just asked about Grayson at the Hotel Metropole, and they told him that he reserved room 504 for this afternoon.
Fine. That's just what I hoped to hear. Have you got a man at the Metropole?
Yes.
But my wife doesn't know about it.
Man's place.
All right. Leave him there. But don't have anyone else around. I want them to be able to get away with the pole gun so we
The
can...
pole gun, that's what we're calling it, is it?
We better give them a little time to get organized. Then we'll deliver this right into their hands.
And right up there. Well, you get the idea. When staying at the Hotel Metropole, guests of the Hotel Metropole stay at the Hotel Metropole. The cleaning staff at this place are pretty sharply dressed. It's not a proper hotel room if it doesn't come with a sculpture of Bambi.
Showing the wire will burn through, causing the tube to drop and break. The gas spreads rapidly and will knock out anyone in the room in a few seconds.
What the hell are our accents, by the way?
Anything new, Donovan?
Yes, Madsen and two others went in a few minutes ago. One of them stayed in the lobby, a lookout, I guess, and the others went up to the room.
What about their car?
Parked around the corner.
Drive around and watch their car. If they should leave before I can get back, trail them.
And if I should die before I wake, I pray Stan Lee my soul to take.
Yes?
Yes, it is over-elaborate, thank you for asking.
We'll take care of him. The DA's coming up here alone. He's carrying a long tubular case. A blowgun must be in it.
Or maybe he has one of those really big novelty Smarty tubes. Strangely, I'm hoping it's the latter. It's wild how this corridor looks exactly like the corridor outside of the DA's apartment. Same architect, probably. It's actually a Taylor Swift poster in there. Signed as well, it's worth a fortune. Avon calling. I'm not telling anybody their job's here, but wouldn't it just have been easier to shoot him through the door? If Queen Vanessa could see this. Oh, this is worse than being stuck in a car with Gale. Handkerchiefs, effective against everything. If only we'd known about this during COVID. I suppose gas masks weren't available because of the war effort. Little did they realise he held his cap breath.
This is it. I'll take the blowgun out the back way.
Ouch!
As soon as the gas clears, you go in and finish the DA. Quiet.
Or maybe you could have made it poison gas in the first place, waited till it dissipated and then gone in. Or just not gone in at all. Luckily, my first shoe is always a blank. So there were 3 bad guys in the hotel, which means that technically there's still one hanging around. What happened to my limbs? The rate at which people fall through windows in this serial is worse than Putin's Russia.
Maxon drove out of the alley, and Miss Richard after him. Here, take my car.
And my wife, please. I'm still waiting for Nick Fury to turn up and say, I'm putting together a team.
Come in, Grant.
Where are you?
Well, in a car, obviously.
Matson's about a quarter of a mile ahead of me.
Don't get too close. I'm following you in Donovan's car. Keep me posted.
Right.
Thanks for the mansplaining.
Calling Grant Gardner.
Come in, Gail.
We just turned off toward that old barn east of the river.
I think we saw it in episode 2.
Drive past it, then double back and keep an eye.
Grant Gardner is only partially available right now.
Don't start anything unless you have
Electronic communications were a lot more effective in 1944. The entire modern world lost its shit when Facebook went down for half a day.
I'll hurry it up.
Now, don't have an A for America stuck in the front of your car, Gail. That's a huge giveaway.
Calling H1. Calling H1.
Ah, H for Scarab.
Come in, M3. Did you get the blowgun?
Is this a third radio in his office?
I'm not so sure. Norton hasn't reported in yet.
He hasn't. I better go back to the hotel and find out what happened. Norton must have got in trouble. I'm going back to look for him.
You're staying right here, Matson. Back up.
Or I'll use this purse on you.
You too. Tie him up.
It's just a thing I'm into. Yeah, I could see how you'd need one of those in your barn.
That was quick and easy. As far as she's concerned, yes. But she worked with Captain America, and he's probably on his way here now. We have too much stuff belonging to the museum stored here.
You literally do not.
Anyone find it? Spread a powder thing. We'll blow up the whole works and the girl with it.
If you got a barn full of valuable antiquities, blow it up. That would be my first thought too. You could always store it in a museum. You know, like the museum that you all work at. These people have no regard for history. Wait a second, this was ground coffee. This is never going to work.
All set.
You're never going to believe this, but Captain America just pulled up in the DA's car. Do they even know each other? And so the delicate ballet of roughhousing unfolds again. I expected nothing less of this serial. And usually I get less than nothing from this serial. Has there been a single episode of this where somebody hasn't chucked an axe at Captain America? How many axes were there in the country at that time? Because it seems like all of them were used in this serial. Relax, Cap. Bucky will be along any second. The bad guy's chair budget must be astronomical. Gale could be saved by just kicking some of that line of powder out of the way. I have a good feeling that the makers aren't going to do me dirty this time and have the Captain and Gale escape before it blows up, but not show that until the next episode. Dorothy Gale's uncle and aunt are furious. Captain America, the first Avenging Corps.